Welcome to the pod on this Tuesday, January 6th. I'm Brennan. He's James. We'll see what we can cover here this morning. If you're watching us,
Yes.
it's one of these things that I find out every day on the fly of different colors we wear with the lighting, the cameras and stuff in here. And we've had a couple of shows where we are like, geckos, chameleons, how we blend in, we start to turn different colors. And I'm
Yes.
just sitting here and I'm going from like yellow to blue to everything else. And I think I'm just figuring out different tie shirt combinations, literally not moving. And I'm changing.
Your camera's freaking out.
I think it's just all the different blue, and we're figuring that out. We finally got you worked out, so you look good too. You want to
Aw,
start
thanks.
today?
Yes,
It's,
I do. Yeah.
I will say, and this will lead into this story. Having lived here for 8 going on 9 years and really being immersed with snow, I am learning the definitions of types of snow.
Sure.
Of when it's good for skiing,
Yeah.
good for sledding,
Yes.
not so good for much, or snowball fights, things like that.
There are so many different types of snow. A lot of it has to do with the temperature and the snowfall to liquid ratio, SLR, snow to liquid ratio.
I love this. Of course, there's an exact
There's a
definition.
term,
Yes.
Yeah. So when we had that big snowfall on, I think it was like Friday or something like that, we had called for like 2 to 4 inches, and we got like 6 or 7 in a lot of places. Some places got like 8, and that's because we had a really high SLR. So it was like 30 to 1, 30 inches of snow for 1 inch of rain is basically what it would be. And normally it's like 10 to 1. So it was very fluffy, light snow. So that was not good packing snow. Good skiing snow because it's just powder. So you're skiing down air. So it's great for skiing. And then, so you couldn't really make a snowball out of it. You know, it's just kind of fluffy. It's easy to shovel and plow and stuff. But then as temperatures warmed up, yesterday we were like 32, 33. We got up to all the way to 36, I think was our high yesterday. And so that helped melt a little bit, and that helped change the snow over to be able to make a snowman and then obviously snowballs.
This is huge.
So it's a good size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good size. So we were able to, I was teaching the kids how to take the snowball and then roll it and then it gains momentum. It gets larger and larger and much easier to do yesterday. You could not do it with the powder over the weekend. So yesterday was kind of the first day where you could really play with the snow. And so we got that pretty decent looking snowman. He wants to get like a carrot and buttons, which is what we've done in the past. But I'm like, let's just jam some sticks in there and then like put some.
Holiday. It's gonna melt.
We had carrots, but I was too late. I didn't want to go in and get the carrots. So we are dog sitting for my brother-in-law's dog. Just like a mix. Don't ask me what kind of dog it is. I have no idea. Medium size, you know?
Yeah.
And so we have a fenced-in backyard. Dog runs around in the backyard. Dog's running around and stuff. And I put the body on, and then I'm like doing the middle section, which was tricky because kids are constantly trying to just like destroy
Knock it over. Yeah.
as I'm building it.
Julia does that all the time.
Yeah, so it was more of like a defense, like do not touch my snowman, and then I'll give us all credit for building it. So I'm like building the second one, and the dog, of course, walks right up to it and just pees right on.
Oh,
the snowman.
come on. That's on the other side of this photo. Where
Yeah,
it's yellow on the side.
and my 4-year-old just loved that. Just thought it was absolutely hilarious, and I'm like grumbling because I'm mad about it, you know. That he peed on
Because
his
any other week
snowman.
you would not have to deal with this.
No, right.
I was
of
just looking at
course.
this snowman. Was this like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall?
Probably to my midsection, 4 feet, I would say.
It's big. I think
Yeah.
the largest, in quotes, snowman that we've ever made is 6 inches. 7 inches. Like they're all like small, like just above to
Really
your
tiny
boot, like
ones?
small little snowballs,
Oh,
like snowball
man.
saws. We
Yeah,
haven't done this one. I've got a dog peeing story.
Oh boy.
Of course we do on the pod.
Yeah.
We this was back during the windstorm that day. I shared I was looking for something for the girls to do, and we were going to go to PetSmart over in Webster and just walk around because we just look at fish. We don't do anything. Say hi to the cats, the snakes, hamsters, whatever. And as we're coming out of the store, and they have the vet in there, Banfield, the hospital. So people are always bringing dogs in and out to get checked out. And as soon as we walk out the front door, there's a big golden retriever, leg way up, front column right by the store, just letting it go. And I mean, he must have been holding it for some time.
Oh,
and this guy is just standing there and listen, it happens to all the owners. He's like, I'm so sorry for that. Your girls walked out and that's the first thing they saw because they see and they're just like, they think it's so funny. They're like,
Yes.
look at the dog. Look at the
Right.
dog.
Peeing and pooping is very entertaining for children.
That also reminded me of, because we are going to Disney next week, that'll be the second time with the girls. The first time there's a ride at Animal Kingdom. It's a safari, a real one. You go around, giant zoo. They've got the lions, the hippos, elephants, everything.
Yeah.
And we rush in because lines can be crazy. And it's like 7:30 in the morning. We're the first ride on the safari.
Yeah.
Girls waking up. Everyone's kind of quiet on the bus
Sure.
that you get on. And we come around the first exhibit, lion. And all of a sudden, Brooklyn just goes, Dad, the lion's pooping. And sure enough, he was right there on Pride Rock, the first thing. And the whole bus safari caravan just starts laughing out. It was so loud. It was the first thing. We had it like on our phone recorded for it. I had to go back and look. So that's how we'll start today's show with
there you go.
animals doing
Number one and number two.
doing their business. Big week. You did your floor last year. We had it scheduled forever and ever to have our living room done. The guys showed up yesterday, and I felt naked a bit at home, not in the literal sense, but they had to unplug our internet that's hooked up in the living room. And so our Ring doorbell cameras were offline for hours.
Yes.
And that was the first time that they've all been off everywhere. Every camera from outside to inside. So I was getting no notifications.
No Wi-Fi.
Had no idea who was at home. Nothing like that. And so I...
right, you feel like I can't see what's going on.
just felt like out of control. It's one of those things like you don't ever want to see anything on your Ring camera because it's usually bad if it's not you or your family showing up.
I mean, 99%
But you're
of
always
people are looking at when is the mom-in-law coming over?
Right.
What are
That's
the
what
kids
we're doing.
doing out there? Yeah.
So I got home from work yesterday, walk in. Julie was asleep, and these guys are just with nail guns everywhere making so much noise.
Sure.
And within, I don't know what time they started, so probably 3-4 hours, they were all done with
that's
with
great.
the room. Yep. The floor was down.
It's all VC, so you just kind of plop it in.
Yep, put it all in. They did a lot of the molding and stuff. We had some tricky spots, so they helped with some of the floorboards.
molding,
And
nice.
great job. There was the kitchen and the living room kind of different levels, so they helped make that smooth.
Nice.
So there was some stuff that I couldn't do or Steph, and they took care of it, and they were out the door.
It's a one-day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came right in.
My
They scheduled
floors
for
were
2
different.
days.
My floors were different.
Yeah.
It was a sand and then where you had to stain, so it was refinishing.
Yeah.
So that requires more than you can't do it in one day. So
Yeah. This
that
was
makes
just
sense.
all popped in. done.
Snapping's nice. I'm sure it looks great.
It does. It does. And we had to get some, what do they call them? Feet for furniture. The sliders so it doesn't scratch anything like that.
Yeah. Like felt pads.
Yes. We didn't have anything like that at home. And so I said, Steph, can you stop by, pick some up?
Sure.
And she was like, sure, I'm out and about running errands. I will. And then I totally forgot that she had an issue with a credit card. So she doesn't have that with her now. She has no way really to pay for anything until the bank sent it to her. And so we're still waiting on it.
Oh, geez.
And she forgot about that too. And she goes to the store and she told me that she was standing there. There was no cashier, so it was all self-check.
Yeah.
And she's having to find every dollar, every coin, everything to add up to the cent. She was like, how many do we need? I was like, probably 28 to 30.
Right.
Or enough to have enough shapes out of that.
Sure.
And she used everything inside of her purse to have it to come out.
So she had some cash.
She had a lot of coins as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And I was like, these things are like,
It's like
$10,
$10.
$4-6 for a pack of a dozen, 16, 20. And so whatever it is, she scrounged that up. And I was like, you know what?
Got rid of her coins.
And then she's coming home and she's like, I don't have any way to get gas. And I was like, how many miles can you go?
Yeah.
She's like 40. And I was like, okay, so we're getting down to
she's
it.
really getting
Yeah.
down to the wire.
And I said,
back
she
to her,
got
like
home-
16-year-old days.
I know. I gave her one of my cards. I was like, take this.
Right.
Check the mailbox as soon as you get home. It wasn't there yet with the card.
Yeah.
And so we'll
Oh, that's a pain.
see how that shows up. You ever run out of gas?
On
the road?
No, never run out of gas. But I do want to go back to the Wi-Fi thing.
Yes.
Okay, because before I got my floors done, I had a similar issue. I had to unplug the Wi-Fi because it's going to my living room. And so you have the Ethernet cord that's sticking out of the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I couldn't pull the cord back down through the hole because of the very top part.
Because they put that on after they originally slid the cable up.
Yes, exactly. So my options were I could somehow cut the cord, pull it down into the basement because you have to sand and then shellac. So you really cannot have that cord there. So I had to somehow figure out how to either cut the cord and then rehook it in the basement, or somehow what I did was I took a metal like piece that was at a 90-degree angle and held the cord back, and then took my drill and drilled around it to try to make the hole larger. It was one of the hardest jobs I've like ever done, because I had to preserve the cord, not to cut the cord, and also make the hole in which the cord was in bigger. It was very challenging. It took me like an hour, and then finally was able to snake the cord back down in the floor.
I am right there with you, and it was almost like times 4, not to story top from this week, because Friday when we decided to rip everything up, we just found out like all these old homeowners, the people who lived there before they had cable everywhere.
Yes.
They must have had 8 TVs set up by the amount of cable.
Yeah, we were internet to every single room.
Yes.
No Wi-Fi back then.
So it was every corner, and then the long kind of dual copper cables, whatever it is that you hook up to
Coax.
old surround sound.
Okay,
Like
so
those
not even
pieces.
that.
Yeah.
Audio cables.
And so I'm just like, okay, we got to get all these out. And we start messing with them, and they were either glued or the cables came in and then they put a top on it to make the piece. So you were having to cut it and redo that, which I'm like, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
And so I finally was able to get them all through. So I'm going to the basement and I'm going back and forth following cord by cord. I don't want to rip anything else out.
Right.
And finally
What's
got
important,
it all
what's
through.
not. It's like
Yes.
it's like an action adventure movie. The red cord or the blue cord, you know?
It's so true. It is like, can I cut this one off without turning the breaker off? And Stephanie's
Right.
like, I just did this one. And I was like, well, I'm glad you didn't get shocked by anything,
Yeah.
like with a box cutter to take care of
You
it.
got a fluke meter? You need one of those. So
Oh yeah, those
fluke
things are
meter,
good.
Beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
beep, to see if there's any power going into lines and stuff.
So now I've just got in my basement just cables hanging down from everywhere, like from all of it.
Yeah. The one I've done a extension cord fix job because I was trimming hedges years ago, and I caught the extension cord
Oh,
and I sliced it in half, and it was like a good extension cord. And of course, pull up YouTube, how to fix an extension cord.
Yeah.
Right there. You know, you pull it apart, you do the red with the red, the green with the green, and then you twist tie them. And then gave myself a pat on the back for that one.
look at that.
A little electrical work
Yeah,
to fix it.
it was just.
Yeah.
I was just trying not to break anything or unplug from anything, but
Right.
we eventually got back online and all was good. More to talk about here on the pod. One of the only things I'm seeing people talk about is this Wegmans and the biometric
That W
data
word.
We have updates on that coming your way. Back here on the pod with James, I'm Brennan, second cup of Sunrise. The Wegman story with the facial recognition technology, the
Facial scans.
biometric, whatever they call it. I was going through our Facebook page, and I'll do this sometimes during our Sunrise show to see what we're posting in the morning, what people are talking about. I knew this was like way up. Number one, most read thing on the website.
Crushing.
But it was like within an hour of a new post coming up around 5 o'clock this morning, it was like 200 comments already. Like people were up and fired up and just go. And it's just this conversation between people. And it's, well, what about this? What all the whataboutisms for wherever else. So we did get a new response yesterday. And so just to catch everyone up. So the story came out from the Gothamists and some other outlets in New York City over the weekend because a sign was posted disclosing of what they were doing with the biometric data gathering at some stores downstate. And Wegmans says this is at select stores, so certain ones. We know at least in the New York City area. And the reason they're doing this is they say to protect the safety and security of customers and employees. They say it's in a small fraction of stores that they have deemed elevated risk. And Wegmans reps say the system is used solely to identify people previously flagged for misconduct. So think of got caught walking out of the store, shoplifting at some point, and then trying to pick this up. The company says it does not collect other biometric data such as retinal scans or voice prints, but voice prints is listed on that sign at the New York store. So we went out yesterday just to get some responses from customers.
I go to Wegmans pretty often right now. If they started doing that, I would rather shop at any other grocery store than Wegmans before I gave any place my biometric data.
I feel like it's an invasion of privacy, honestly, to be honest with you. And you could very well use that stuff for other things, or that information could get sent somewhere.
We have reached out a couple of times to see if this is being done at any local stores, and we haven't been told one way or the other, but we'll keep following up on that throughout the day and this week. And I've got to read a little bit more into it because I wonder if it's something that in New York City, with whatever laws they may have, that they have to publicly disclose it. And maybe that's not what the case is here in New York State. I stumbled across this morning. There's a whole group of people, lawmakers and advocates. It's banthescan.org. It says facial recognition is technology, biometric technology. It's unjust, discriminatory, and a threat to privacy. Help us stop the spread in New York City and the state of New York. And they go through and they list all the issues with their cause, and then they go through, like, they want to ban it with law enforcement. They list bill numbers in Albany where they've been introduced, haven't passed. Landlords shouldn't be able to do it, they say. Public accommodation, whatever would fall under that. I would assume a hotel or anything that hosts something public, maybe, and then in schools as well. So
it's interesting. I don't know. I really don't have an opinion on this. I kind of see both sides of it. You know, the one side, from the I want to get rid of this. There's like the whole snowball, which I'm not a huge fan of that argument of, like, if you allow this, then what's next? You know, like the extreme version is like the People's Republic of China. Like, China has cameras literally everywhere in the streets, in apartment buildings, doesn't matter. Like, they use this a lot, and that's how they identify people, and that's how you can get snagged in the middle of the night by the government. That's obviously the extreme, and I don't think we would ever go there. But then the other side of the coin is, I think, like an innocent, we want to provide with you the best experience possible. We want you to feel safe in these stores, and so we're targeting the people that can potentially cause crimes and putting monitors on them. There have been times when I've been in the parking lot of East Ave Wegmans and not felt safe because of things that I've seen or things that I've heard. And if this would make me a safer customer, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the other side of the argument. So I see it from both waves.
Yeah, there's the whole someone stealing steaks or lotto tickets, whatever it may be, out of Wegmans. And, like, this is just
or it's like
flagging
soliciting.
Them. We've had repeat
know?
Offenders, and this can catch them heading out, and then it's sent over to the sheriff's office, police department, or whoever. And then there are other people saying they may look different than us, and they say that's why I'm singled out. It may be someone in the BIPOC group, so black, indigenous, people of color, or anything else, and they worry about stereotyping. And I think they just want some more clarity and oversight versus, okay, we'll take a company at word for it versus here's something on the books. So we'll see. I sent this out to our team, and I was like, go see these lawmakers. Like, can they put it on?
Didn't we do a story about the Syracuse Mall? About, like, one of the guys, like, there was a WSI our reporter. This was before the holidays. That was, like, worked with I don't know if it was the Onondaga County Police, but it was like the mall cops, and they were showing. He's like, okay, I'm gonna walk through the mall, and I want you to track me. And they were like, okay. And then he did. He walked through the mall, and then he went back to the office, and they were like, yep, we were able to follow you exactly where you went, when you went in each store, when you went to the bathroom, this, that. Would that be the same thing, or is that kind of just camera monitoring? You know?
I think it's more the camera monitoring. I'm just looking it up to see what would pop up. I think it's more of course, all the license plate readers and stuff, and I
just
some
never
other
know
cameras of what they're using.
Where's the line? You know what I mean? Like, go to a casino. And you look at all the cameras they have at a casino. They know the second you walk into the casino, what table you sit at, how much money you're gambling. You know what I mean? Like, everything out of a casino. So is that
because people are like, I want the
no?
comped room, the comp buffet, and not have that. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, and we'll be following that. But man, yeah, just
Very
a
popular
bucket fun.
story, as it is. You know.
I was always curious at the local stores because we'll see, they don't make the news, but I'll see them, a police department or sheriff's office will post a picture of someone from Wegmans or a different store, like walking right out. And then whenever I walk out the store, I'm like, where is this? Like, there's nothing that beat, I haven't stolen anything, but there's nothing like no big alarm that goes off.
Yeah.
I was convinced that somehow it's the grates as soon as you walk in that's blowing all the air up. Like, there's got to be
sure.
something in there. Like, I was,
looking
who
at
knows? Who knows? But
Right.
Wegmans put out one statement, and we'll see if there's another one coming up today. What is it? 9:23. What else do we have here? This the guy on Jeopardy tonight.
Ah,
We got
yes. Sure.
a repeat guy. So he got called back to go. This is David Bond. So he's from Rochester, grew up in the 19th Ward, went to Aquinas, the U of R, served in the Navy, spent much of his pro career in his life working for RIT's research office. But he said Jeopardy was always up there on the bucket list, and now he gets to do it again. And he'll be on there coming up at 7:30 tonight. Here's what he told us in an interview yesterday.
Since they've set up the online test, it's very difficult. Hundreds of thousands of people take that test every year. I don't know how they do the screening. I had been invited to an on-site audition in 2018. So I was in the pool, but didn't get picked. And I was just very fortunate to get another invite.
So he's back this time for the Champions Wild Card Tournament. So the last time he was on was in December 2024, and that week he had a streak going till his third appearance on the show. So some of them will compete. They'll go on to the semifinals for the wild card to play off the NFL's weekend coming up.
I got some numbers for you.
Okay.
Roughly 100,000 people take the online test every year. About 2 to 3% are invited to audition, and only 400 to 450 contestants actually appear on the show per season. So that's like 0.5% of people, basically. So the online test is 50 questions, 50, in 15 minutes. That's our joke, our inside joke. 50 and 15 sounds exactly the same. So you need knowledge and speed, and a lot of smart people, obviously, you're going to fail that. Then once you go to the audition, there's mock games and another written test. So they need to they're judging whether you can answer quickly. You have to phrase the responses correctly. So you have to say, what is
Of course.
Rochester? Something like that. And then you have to be comfortable on camera as well. So that's another thing that they measure. And then even if you pass the audition, you're only eligible for 18 months.
Oh.
So you might not even get the call. And then you'd have to retest. So there's people that take the test like for years and years and years to try to get on because of all these reasons, you might not be great. So not only do you need to be smart, but you need to be able to go under pressure and then, do all these different things to get there. So this says like an average of like 5 to 10 years of testing before people actually get on the show.
It's wild. And then if you do okay, you get invited back for the special series. I pulled up just the Be On Jay Anytime test.
Yeah.
Here it all is.
The exclamation point is important. I've noticed that.
Yes, all the time.
The test launches after a 30-second countdown.
Hold up. Here we go. Rhyme time. Excuse
You
for
have
betraying
15
your
seconds
government.
to respond to each clue. Do not respond in the form of a question.
What is treason?
Respond with last names only, unless otherwise directed.
Oh, so you don't. Okay, so this one you don't write what is.
You will not be penalized for minor misspellings.
Minor. Oh,
Do your best to be phonetically correct.
Okay, there you go.
The test
And you can just
consists of
constantly take
50
it.
clues from 50 categories.
that one was just the Bible. Was the
Oh, really?
Oh man.
Ready?
Good luck. How about that?
Just do it.
That's the test.
We should do it. We should do it tomorrow.
Oh, in the 15 minutes, see what our scores are, and have that. We actually have a surprise tomorrow. This will be the tease for the podcast, and it involves Survivor. So
Yeah.
this is the 40th season, which
50.
is 50th, which is coming up. I heard something special was on the way.
Yes.
we can't.
Yeah.
Can't do it till tomorrow.
Right. So the word we use here is embargoed.
Yes, it is embargoed, and we will honor that, and that will be the live surprise tomorrow on the pod at 9 o'clock. Bye.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.